to Durant. From long range, and Kevin Durant, all in one motion, hits it off the catch and shoot.
NBA Live 19 is trying to take back the crown as king of the court. But much like the Sixers in most recent history, it's going to take some time. But if the Live 19 demo is any indication, they're working more on their vertical as opposed to moving laterally, which is a good thing. Now keep in mind this is just a demo, so there's only so much to go off of, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to focus on what is available to us, and we'll save full judgment for the release of the game on September 7th. Now the three main things I want to focus on in this demo are the graphics, the gameplay, and the one. I'll break it down by each category, both the good and the bad, and I'll try my hardest not to do too many comparisons to the competition. So let's get started. Much like the girl you see from across the mall, the first thing you notice about Live 19, it is pretty. I mean, from the lighting, to the environments, to the crowd, and of course the players themselves, everything seems to just fit together perfectly, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without the crust. And player faces, for the majority of players, are on point. You can easily differentiate between Steph and KD, and from his hairline down to his signature Nikes, King James's render is on point. And one thing that NBA Live nails is their Legends renders. It's not just that Vince Sanity, AI, and Shaq look like their younger selves, but it actually looks like the guys at EA were able to go back into time and literally scan them into the game. However, on the minor side of things, Kyrie's scan may need a little work. And although Iggy is built, his arm shouldn't rival Hulk Hogan's. And I'm not sure why, but at least in play now, the players' jerseys seem to be draped on rather than being more fitted as the players wear their jerseys today. But all in all, there's no denying how attractive Live is. EA is bringing back their The One story mode that debuted last year, where you create your own superstar and travel the world to take on all competitors. But this year, EA added a little twist. For starters, from the jump, you're pressed to make a decision. You can choose between playing as a male or a female this year, which is awesome, because not only can you now get crossed, you can get dunked on by a girl. Live introduced women in 18 with their affiliation with the WNBA, but now we're able to take the women off of the hardwood and into the streets. Now the story in the one may not be as deep as Madden's long shot, but its quick messages and short social media and ESPN presence make for a refreshing and different take on the typical sports game story mode. And to jump back into the graphics for a second, the venues in Live 19 look amazing. From the stunning Eiffel Tower backdrop from the Q in Paris, France, to the more slumps, raw and gritty feel of the courts in Rio, and even down to the customizable courts where the new court battles will take place, the environments not only look stunning, but the atmosphere from each location offers something unique and, dare I say, lively. Now down to the nitty-gritty. The graphics are wonderful and the new features in the one are great, but it doesn't mean anything if the gameplay doesn't work. If EA wants to be taken as a serious contender to 2K's throne, they're going to have to show and prove when it comes to the action on the court, and I'm happy to say that this year's gameplay, it's not bad. All the tools are there. The dribbling mechanics, although not as quick or zippy as 2K, it does work pretty well, and there will be a skills gap between people who can handle the rock and those who can't. Now coming from 2K, I will say, it is a learning curve and most people won't be willing to adjust. But for those who are willing to take that dive, I can see some pretty cool things coming from the Live locker room. Now a major gripe with the gameplay of past Lives was the overall movement of the game. Players moved more like robots as opposed to high caliber athletes, and EA heard the criticism. Now although the movements can still be a little stiff at times, especially when the ball is dumped into the paint, for the most part, players move way more fluid than they did in the past thanks to EA's new real player motion. The passing is more crisp and the off-ball movements really help with the flow of the action. Shooting mechanics still need a little work. There's an unbalanced rhythm to the shooting system in Live ball itself. There seems to be a hesitation, which can cause a lot of headache from mistiming jump shots. Overall, there seems to be a button input delay too, which may be fixable in a patch after the full release, but for now at least, it's a little upsetting, and we'll have to wait and see how and if that delay will play a role in online matchups. Speaking of online matchups, the Live 19 demo does give you a taste of competition in the form of 5v5 street ball games against 9 other players. Now, results may vary when it comes to your teammates and your opposition, but for the most part, the game plays the same both online and off. Now, one major plus for the demo, and also dating back to last year's game, is Live's defensive system. Now, contested layups may go in a little too often for my liking, but I think that has more to do with the game difficulty more than anything else. But on the perimeter, the defense is a game of chess. You can bait your opponent one way, and if you're able to take away his drive to the basket, your opponent will have to stop in his or her tracks and will have to reset themselves. And I personally love that aspect of Live. It makes playing defense much more rewarding, and it makes the ball handler work for an ankle breaker rather than just string together a combination of stick movements until the defender falls. And another small yet very big thing with Live's defense is that when you gamble, you better hope you guess correct, because a smart opponent will make you pay. Mistime a steal or go for a block on a pump fake, and you're out of the play. So stay on your feet, because if you reach, they will teach. Overall, it is a very short sample size, but NBA Live 19 is on the rise based on this demo. Time will tell if they'll be able to contend for the title, but if nothing else, Live will be a welcome alternative to the King. But for the time being, Live is pulling up from half court with confidence. Check back when the game is released to get a full review, and be on the lookout for future comparison videos between both Live and 2K. And until next time, take care of each other, and I'll catch you guys later.